And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Hollyblood. It was a film I was kind of looking forward to because I liked the premise. I thought it could be tongue-in-cheek, quite fun. Was it? Let's get into it. Desperate to win the affection of his crush, a shy teen masquerades as a vampire, unaware that a real immortal is lurking in the background. So running at just an hour and 28 minutes long, this film doesn't take long to set up its premise. The beginning kind of shows us the real sort of vampire there from the synopsis in the form of, well, at least they're making it the form of Azrael, who's been alive for a long time. They established this weird evil presence, and then the rest of the film until we get to the last 20 minutes of the film is a sort of coming of age teenage high school experience with a hunter that is so caricature of what a hunter is that it kind of explains and sets up what the rest of the movie is, because then you get high school bullies that are so over the top high school bullies that you're just kind of wondering what the hell you are watching. And then when you get to the cinema, because they're all going to watch a vampire film where this other vampire might attend, and they're all obsessed, this little town seems to be obsessed with vampires, they go and watch their version of what is Twilight. And for me, that is the best bit of this movie. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen a little bit of it, it's kind of reason why it's called Hollyblood. That is when you need to understand what this movie is to enjoy it at all. You need a 1000% suspension of disbelief. That is when you might enjoy it a little bit. If you've ever gone to the theater to watch some of those Christmas plays that are not great, but it's the sort of thing that when people shout out, "He's behind you," you know, that sort of theater moment, those slapstick comedies, that is what this film is. You cannot take it seriously at all, even though there are moments where it does. But for the most part, it is a coming of age, guy obsessed with a young girl that he wants to go out with, has been obsessed with her for a long time, borderline stalking obsession sort of thing. And then we have the caricature of a vampire, which is ridiculous. And if you take it seriously at all and you ask yourself questions like, why isn't the vampire moving away from what is hurting it? Why they're all standing around going, "Wah, I'm going to get you," and this vampire is going, "I am so scary and evil," but then freezes and looks at each other or looks at them and says, "I'm going to kill you and rip out your spine," and whatever is going on without doing spoilers. And then they don't do it, or when they try to do it, it was kind of like physical slapstick comedy. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is this movie? It's pretty bad. It's pretty awful. Then at the end of it, I realized I kind of enjoyed that. I think you need to be in the mood for this type of film. Once you set out with the understanding, the knowledge of, okay, this movie is stupid, you can't take it seriously, the suspension of disbelief is out the window. And I know some people are like, well, as soon as you use that line, suspension of disbelief, that just means it's a bad film and you have to kind of switch off your brain, therefore I'm not into it. No, there is space for this type of film. Coming of age, vampire story, and the special effects are just terrible. That is what the film is in a nutshell. But I do think some will like this. I think there will be a niche group of people that love teen B comedy genre. So it's not B horror because it's barely horror, it's more comedy horror, but even comedy horror is steeping. The horror that you get is the way the film is made and how they're trying to get you to believe what was going on in the movie. The best thing about this movie is the movie within inside the movie that they watched that is a parody of Twilight. That for me was hilarious. So I'm gonna give this a 2 just for the ballsiness of trying something different and also making a movie within a movie. I appreciate the effort they went into for that, at least. And there were some moments that I giggled or went to myself, what on earth was I laughing, and found enjoyment out of that. Probably would have given it a 1, but it's going with the 2 Nicolas Cages out of 5. What? Let me know, what is the worst type of teen comedy movie that you've watched recently that had an interesting premise that you thought could be good but didn't really execute on its premise? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, support the channel. I'm putting out a ton of content at the moment, trying to make it informative so you guys won't get caught in some of the crap that there is, but maybe also find some of the gemstones that are out there, like some of the cornucopia content of the South Korean content that Netflix is dropping at the moment. Lots of that is pretty good. Check out the reviews we have for that, and I've got more coming this week. Also got a very interesting review I'm very excited to do called Brahmista. It's a new sort of MCU universe from, I think it's a Hindi film that I'm very excited to watch, and I'll be reviewing soon. So check out the Ruby Tuesday. Thanks so much for watching, but until next time, remember, live long Tuesday.